Welcome, class, to BPS 320 Project Management. I want to give you just a quick overview of the course as we go through this. This course is meant to be a high-level project management course, just really going over the main principles of project management. It's geared toward professionals like yourselves that may go into different positions and may be involved in projects with your organizations. It's not really geared toward you becoming a project manager just from this course. Now, it does give you some of the building blocks that if you wanted to take future courses in project management, you'd have at least an understanding. And it just basically gives you the understanding of the major aspects of projects and how they are managed. So we'll start with Chapter 1, Modern Project Management, and we'll talk about what projects are, what project manager is, and the different aspects of it. So let's define what a project actually is. According to Project Management Institute, known as PMI, the definition is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Now, with that said, some of the major characteristics of a project include that it has an established goal or objective. So at the end of this project, you will have fulfilled a certain objective. It has a defined lifespan, so it has a beginning and it has an end. It requires a cross-organizational participation. So what you may have is some cross organizational participation from different resources, subject matter experts, or what have you. It involves doing something that's never been done before. So, when it comes right down to it, many of these projects have been done before, but there's some sort of uniqueness about this specific project, and that's really what they're talking about. It's unique in some way. I'm a project manager for GE Healthcare. I manage projects for MRIs, CAT scanners, different products like that. And I've done many, many projects for these products. But each project is unique in some way, and that's what we're talking about. And it has a specific time, cost, and performance requirement to it for each project. And I won't go through this slide, but this gives you an idea of what the differences are between routine, repetitive work and projects. Now, each project has its own project life cycle, and the normal life cycle is 4 steps: defining, planning, executing, and closure. Defining is the beginning of the project, where you're defining the goal or objective of the project. You're defining the specifications, the tasks, and the different responsibilities. In the planning section, you're actually defining the scope of the project. You're setting schedules, you're setting budgets, you're setting the need for resources. You're looking at the risks and setting those and planning those risks. And you're looking at the level of staffing that you're going to need in your project team. The executing section is where all of the work in the project is being done. So you've defined it, you planned it. Now this is where you're actually working on the deliverables of the project. So in this area, the project manager will look at changes, like change orders within the project, look at the quality, might do some reforecasting, will monitor and control the work that's being done and write status reports and report that up to management or to the other stakeholders. And then the closure portion is you're finishing the project up. You may be training the customer. The project manager would then release the resources because they're no longer needed. Um, they would complete the documentation and file that, and then work with the customer, get to evaluate the success of the project, and then file the lessons learned for future projects. Now let's talk about the differences between programs and projects. A program, as defined in the text, is a group of related projects designed to accomplish a common goal over an extended period of time. So it's a group of related projects is really what it is. An example that they give is a project may be considered like required course, like a project management course. Program would be the completion of all courses required in that major. Another example would be when they did the Mars rover project, and that was a long-term project. It was really a program of different projects of getting this rover designed and traveled to Mars and set down on the surface of Mars. So there was one program of many projects to get this rover landed on the surface of Mars. So let's talk a little bit about the project manager. Project manager manages the temporary non-repetitive activities and frequently acts independently of the formal organization. In other words, they are managing this project outside of normal functions of a business. Project manager defines plans and procures resources for the project, provides direction and coordination to the project team, and then is ultimately responsible for the performance and the success of the project. So if the project is successful, he takes a bow. If the project is not, there may, he may get a talking to. So very important job within the organization, and he's got to get the right people there at the right time to address the issues and make the right decisions. Now, the project manager must possess a certain number of skills to be able to do his or her job effectively. And this is kind of broken down into two different categories: technical and sociocultural. And we'll talk about technical first. The technical skills are typically things that can be taught. These are tangible items that can be taught very easily, and these are things like scope definition, work breakdown structure, creating schedules, resource allocation, budgets, status reports, things like that, which can be taught in these project management type courses. The sociocultural skills, I call them soft skills, are things that aren't necessarily taught but can be acquired through experience working with individuals and teams. And those are the leadership skills, problem solving skills, teamwork, negotiation, working through the politics of the organization or of the team, working with on customer expectations, managing those, and that sort of thing. So those are some of the soft skills. And one of the reasons why Robert Morris has so much project work is to get you used to that and get you exposure to that as you go through this program. So why is project management so important to organizations these days? Well, especially today, in today's world, there's a lot, things change very quickly, as you well know. from a technology standpoint. Um, there's technological improvements done constantly. So product life cycles are compressed. With the internet, there's this knowledge explosion. Corporate downsizing is another big issue that has come up. Increased customer focus because of the competition. So project management has really become a major entity within organizations and really part of their overall strategic decisions. So that's some of the reasons why project manager is so big today. And now I'd like to talk about project governance. There's there's an approach toward to project management called the integrative approach, and this is more of a centralization of the project management um, within the organization. There's some real benefits to this. There's the benefit of having a higher level view of all project management activities, the big picture of organizational resources in this day and age with the lack of resources available. This becomes very, very important. The risk assessment of their portfolio of projects, um, the metric of the firm's improvement in managing projects relative to others within their industry, and then linkages to senior management with the execution of of the projects. And you can see what they're looking at is a real system view of the projects within the organization, so that they can utilize the resources correctly. And when I say resources, I mean manpower, funds, equipment, that sort of thing, and then really understand how it's linked into the strategy within the organization. Some of the disadvantages of not having an integrated project management system is that the projects don't tie together to the overall strategy of the firm. The prioritization of the projects may not be correct, and these will affect the actual benefits you get from these projects. So some projects are better being done first because of the return on investment, and some work within the strategy of the firm better, so that they're more advantageous to the firm. They may not be integrated throughout the entire project life cycle, and may not match the planning and the controls with the organizational culture. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we get into the later chapters with the different types of organizations and that sort of thing. The last two slides I won't go through real deep terms, but this one is the key terms, and what I'd like for you to do is just consult your textbook for more information on those terms. And then I put a slide together real quick on Project Management Institute, otherwise known as PMI. They were founded in 1969. They provide certifications in the different areas of project management, project management professional. PMP is widely respected certification for project managers.